Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four has been quite the hot topic lately. If you look at my channel, actually my past 3 videos, now this making it number 4, are about the MC Fantastic Four, which is pretty crazy, but I love the Fantastic Four, so I love that we're getting this much content, this much news, or at least rumors to talk about with this movie, because it's something I'm so excited for. Honestly, probably my most anticipated MC movie that has been officially announced, because I love the Fantastic Four, and they haven't really been done justice before. I mean, the early 2000 movies, those are pretty good. Fan Four Stick, we're just not even going to talk about. But I cannot wait to see how Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios actually bring to life the proper version of the Fantastic Four and actually do these characters justice. Now, we have another report today, which is, again, coming from 4chan. So, of course, take it with a grain of salt, consider it rumor for now, and by no means confirmation or anything. But it is an anonymous post on 4chan, so it could be somebody just making up stuff, or it could possibly be an actual leaker with inside source. So that is kind of the gamble when it comes to 4chan, but I still like talking about this kind of stuff because it's interesting to, have a discussion about. But anyway, first of all, the post starts off by talking about what I talked about in yesterday's video with the rumors of Bryce Dallas Howard not only directing the Marvel Studios Fantastic Four movie, but also on top of that, also starring in the film as well. So it says here in the post, Bryce Dallas Howard is close to signing on to direct and write. May end up starring as well, potentially as Invisible Woman, which is was my big theory yesterday when I heard that, she's directing and starring in it. Okay, well, she's got to be Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman. But this post says specifically, but I heard the Thing's love interest is another possibility. So Alicia Masters in the comics is the Thing's love interest, and this actually makes even more sense because as much as I could see Bryce Dallas Howard as Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman, the wife of Reed Richards, I could totally see that, but I feel like Alicia Masters would make even more sense, first of all, because Bryce Dallas Howard is a redhead, Sue Storm is blonde, Alicia Masters is a redhead, so she's basically got the look of Alicia Masters, and also because, Sue Storm would be a huge role in this movie, like a co-lead alongside whoever plays Reed Richards, which most likely is going to be John Krasinski. But if Bryce Dallas Howard is directing the movie, it's not impossible for her to also have a huge role in it, but I feel like it's more likely that if she's going to be busy directing the film and she's going to be in the movie as well, it'll just be overall easier for her to have a smaller role like Alicia Masters. So I feel like this is even more likely and opens the door for someone else, a different actress, to play Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. Now, just like this other post I talked about yesterday as well, there's also mentioned that John Krasinski is indeed going to reprise Mr. Fantastic. He is set to star, executive produce, and write as well. So that's really cool. I know a lot of people wanted him to direct the film, but I think Bryce Dallas Howard is going to do a great job if this does actually end up being true. But it does say that he may have a similar deal to Oscar Isaac, where he will sign up for one project at a time, which makes sense for an actor because then if a project's really successful, then they can demand more money for the next project rather than just signing a contract for 7 projects and then they're just obligated to do whatever project for whatever Marvel Studios is willing to pay for them. So this allows more negotiability for the actor, which makes a lot of sense. And I would love to see John Krasinski as Reed Richards in the MCU. I think that would be amazing. Now, what's interesting, though, is that the post then goes on to list other actors and actresses that they've heard have met with Marvel Studios and John Krasinski regarding roles in this film. So first up, we have John Cena, who I'm assuming would probably be for the role of Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. Now, John Cena is one that's kind of been floated around for a while now for this role, and I could see it. I could see him doing the voice, although I don't know. I'm not completely sure on this one. Another one we have is Paul Giamatti, who you may know as the Rhino from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, that terrible version of the Rhino. But he's another one that I could see. I could see him as The Thing, because when it comes to The Thing, really it's all about the voice, because the character is going to be CGI most likely. So it's kind of all about the voice, and it's kind of hard to decide which of these actors would actually have the voice that you can imagine saying it's clobbering time, and that iconic quote, and actually having the voice of this giant rock guy basically. Then we have John Hamm, who is another one that I assume could probably be up for the role of the Thing. I've seen some people say that he'd be a great Doctor Doom, which is another one I'd like. But I don't know if we're actually going to see Doctor Doom in this movie, because Kevin Feige has said that he wants to go in a different direction. So I'm hoping for some other villains, like maybe a Mole Man, a Dr. Psycho, the Puppet Master, even a Nihilist would be cool if we go into the negative zone. So I'm not sure if we will see Doctor Doom, but John Hamm would definitely be a great Doctor Doom. Then we have Elizabeth Banks, who I'm assuming obviously would be up for the role of Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman. And I think she'd be a great choice for this role. She definitely, she's got the look, she's got the blonde hair and everything, and I feel like she could be a motherly type character, like she is in the comics, and also I feel like she's got the smarts. She could play a scientific kind of nerdy lady, so I think she'd work pretty well in this role. We also have Jack Black, which is an interesting one. Again, I'm assuming for the Thing. Now, I don't really know how to feel about this one. If he was the voice of the Thing, I wouldn't be against it. But I feel like, the Thing, I don't really want him to be at least not like a super comedic character. I feel like Jack Black, just given his voice, it would be a comedic take on the Thing, and I don't really want that. But then again, we've seen in the past where comedians can take on super serious roles and they just prove that they are just amazing actors. So you never know. Mark Wahlberg, another one that I'm assuming would be for the Thing, because really at this point we already have the John Krasinski as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. So really it's up to like, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, or the Thing. Now, I'm not really sure how Mark Wahlberg would do as the Thing. It's another one where it's like, we'll see. But Lucas Till as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. This is one that I think would be an amazing choice. I mean, he's got the look, he's got the blonde hair, he's about the right age, I believe. Really, when it comes to the Human Torch, my goal is like around the same age of like Tom Holland's Peter Parker Spider-Man. I feel like that's a good goal. And I'm pretty sure Lucas Till is around the age, so I think he'd work pretty well for this. Then we have Blake Lively, the wife of Ryan Reynolds, another great choice that I think would work pretty well as Sue Storm. Then Jonah Hill, I'm assuming for the Thing. I don't really like this idea, but again, like I said, actors can prove themselves. Now, Rudy Pankow as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. I literally did a video about this a couple days ago about how I think he would be the perfect Johnny Storm, aka Human Torch, for the MCU Fantastic Four movies. And the fact that, at least according to this, he's had conversations with Marvel Studios about this role, yes, please, sign him up right now. I love him in Outer Banks. His character in there is basically Johnny Storm, super cocky, super rebellious, still a good guy deep down inside. He's good with the ladies. So Rudy Pankow, I really, really want him to play Johnny Storm, Human Torch in the MCU. Then we have Walker Scobell. Now, this is where things get interesting, because obviously he's pretty young. He's, I think, only a teenager, like early teenage years. So obviously wouldn't be for any of the main Fantastic Four members. So does this mean that when we start off the Fantastic Four in the MCU, they're already going to have the kids? Are they going to already have Franklin Richards and possibly Valerie Richards as well? I don't know, but we know that this actor was just recently cast as Percy Jackson for the Disney Plus series. So he's already in the house of the mouse with Disney, so I could see that. Another one is Noah Jupe, who's around the same age as well, who could be possibly for Franklin Richards, which is something I wasn't really expecting them to do in this first Fantastic Four movie, but then again, you never know. And then finally we have Elle Fanning, who, again, I'm assuming would maybe be for Sue Storm, but she's like much younger than John Krasinski, so maybe it'd be for some other role. I don't really know what that role would be, but you can let me know your own ideas in the comments below. But for now, guys, those are all the details from this new 4chan post for the Marvel Studios Fantastic Four movie castings and directors and all that stuff. You can let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Which of these actors would you like to see play the Fantastic Four in the MCU? So guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.